Hey guys, and welcome back again to my channel and to another video. So I actually got a request to do this video, so I thought I would go ahead and do that for you guys.
So I'm going to show you step by step how I construct a frame and sign that looks really near perfect and professional and smooth, and a product that people are actually going to want to buy. This is the material that I always use for my framing, and I know I've talked about it before in my videos, but these are the 1x2 furring strips that I get usually from Lowe's or Home Depot.
So I'll go ahead and show you how I cut my boards and how I sand them, and then how I put them together. So I'm starting out here with just a flat piece of Luan board or plywood. As you can see, it's very thin. It's about 1/4 inch, and that's what I use for all of my signs now. I've done different videos using different materials, but this is definitely my favorite to use.
So I've already cut and painted this board I'm using for a sign, and I didn't do anything special. I just used a roller and some flat paint, and it got on the sides, but that's okay. I will be sanding that off later. Now I'm going to cut the pieces for the frame, and I just measure the top and bottom length of my sign to get the top and bottom pieces of my frame. And for the pieces in between, I measure the distance between the top and bottom, or just the height of the sign minus 1.5 inches. And if you're doing mitered corners, then all you'll do is measure the same dimensions as your sign.
Okay, so now I have all of my framing cut to the length that I want. These are my top and bottom pieces, and then these are my side pieces. So now that I have all these, the next step that I do is to sand them. And I use this hand sander, and I think it came from Harbor Freight Tools, and I'm pretty sure you can get them for around 20 bucks. This is a Chicago 5-inch random orbital palm sander. So I use this all the time. This is pretty much my best friend when I am making signs. Sometimes it comes with discs and sometimes it doesn't, but you can get these at Walmart or Lowe's, and these are just the 5-inch sanding disc. So this is an old disc. It's Velcro, and it just attaches to the bottom of your sander, and I'll put a new one of these on, and I'll go ahead and sand down all of my framing before I put any stain on there. Okay, so now I have all of my framing sanded, and the next step I do is to go ahead and stain everything.
I'm using rust-oleum wood stain in True Brown, and I'm going to go ahead and stain all of my boards before I actually put them together. I will have to go back later and do some touch-up work, but that's okay. I will go back later and do touch-up work after everything is completed.
Okay, so my framing is all stained, and now I'm ready to start putting it together. And I go ahead and put it together before I put it onto my sign board, and I usually use either a nail gun or a staple gun. They're always handy to have, but if you don't have that, you can always just use nails and hammer.
I'm just using these clamps to hold everything together and hold everything square and level. If you don't have these, that's fine, but an extra set of hands will definitely help when you go to staple and nail everything together.
To put all my framing together, I'm actually going to be using this Craftsman brad nailer and these 1 9/16 inch brad nails. And you can find these at Lowe's or Home Depot, I believe. So we're going to be using this to construct the frame.
Now I'm just going to nail my signboard onto the frame and just making sure that all my edges are lined up as perfect as possible.
Okay, so I'm done staining, I'm done constructing my signboard. So as you can see, I've got some rough edges here along the side. Okay, so to get rid of those really rough edges, I'm going to be using this belt sander, and it's really going to make a difference, as you'll see, in the smoothness of your edges. If you don't have a belt sander, I would at least suggest getting a really good palm orbital sander to sand your edges after you construct your sign. That's really going to help smooth up all your edges.
The last step is just to go over the board one more time with my palm sander just to get rid of all those rough splinters left by the belt sander. Now I'm just going to touch up all the areas that I have sanded with some more stain and I will be finished.
So thank you guys for watching another video. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you guys next time.